Hey guys, this is Kaya from Kaya Station, the Homebody, and today I'm going to be doing kind of like a podcast. So I never done a podcast before, and I always wanted to do a podcast before, not just crochet, just in general. But I never really had a reason to, or like I didn't thought I to make a podcast, but I noticed that I had a lot more to say than to show, although I do like doing my vlogs. So I will not be doing vlogs for a little bit. I think I'm gonna be doing podcasts for a little, just to show you guys where I've been with my current projects, and then I will be having some vlogs here and there. I just don't know when that's gonna be, and I am going to Florida, so I will be recording that whole like trip, and I will try my best to put the vlogs in there and maybe record a podcast while being in Florida. I live right next to a highway, so there's gonna be a lot of noise. I also live in a van, or my van, and the windows, I put them down because it's really hot today, and so I wasn't gonna do this video in the back, because most times I'm in the back, and here's where my boyfriend sits all the time. But I wanted to have some light, and also didn't want to have the fan on, so I have this mini little fan, which I'm hoping it will be enough. And there's gonna be noise in this video and stuff, so this is my first podcast, like I said, so there's gonna be a lot of like noise and stuff, so you know, a lot of things are gonna go wrong, or they're gonna sound bad. But hopefully for my second podcast, I kind of know what I want to do, or where I want to do the podcast, or if I like it here in the front, should I wear the mic here, or where should I put the mic? I don't know. I do have a mic that my DJI brought in, that my DJI came in on a kit, like a creator content kit, and I got the mic, but either I was gonna put it like here on my chest, or I will have to hold it, and so it just like I wasn't really sure about holding the mic, and I wasn't sure if the fan hitting it here, it was gonna, you know, have the wind blowing on the mic. So although I have that cat on, so it wouldn't be much of a problem, but still, I guess I will test it out at the end of the video and see what I think about it, and maybe if it goes well, then I will add it on my next video. So first of all, I want to talk about what I'm wearing. So this is a knit hat that I knitted together with my knitting machine, and it's a all cotton yarn hat, so it definitely stretches very much, as you can see. And yeah, this one stretches a lot, but it's okay. That's the reason why I made it, is because how hot it is, and I do like the idea of wearing a beanie. And so if it's really hot, like right now, if I was wearing like a regular beanie, I would have been really hot, that I wouldn't want to wear it. But it is hot right now, and I'm wearing the beanie, and I don't feel as hot. It also helps that I am wearing a dress underneath, and I'm also wearing this on top. So this is a top that I managed to do for the first time. This was my first ever top that I made, and it is falling apart here on the side because the stitches are getting undone. I have to put it back together. All I gotta do is put both panels together. That's all the problem I'm having so far, I think. But I still wear it even so, because I still like it for my videos. It still looks good on my videos. I don't wear it to go out, but on my videos it looks so nice. I am working on making another one of this, and it's gonna be a lot longer, and it's definitely gonna be a bit more put together and more professional, in quote unquote. So I can't wait for that. But yeah, I wear this and this together, and I don't really feel as hot right now, or hot at all. And just to tell you, like, it's 81 outside, and probably in here it feels like 91 because of like the roof being metal. So it gets like 10 to 15 to 20 degrees, a lot harder sometimes in here. Although in the winter it's actually really good, because it stays a little bit less cooler than outside. So we still get, like, if we're like in negative degree, we still get, you know, very cold weather, like the cold air in here, but it is kind of a couple degrees less than it is outside, so it helps in the winter though. But we're not gonna talk about that, okay? We're not talking about that, right, Karen? No. So I want to talk about my current projects right now, and one of the projects that I actually have right here, so I thought I'd just talk about it right now. Actually, before I say that, I have a lot of stuff that I want to show you, just because this is my first podcast, and if somebody's watching this or watching my channel for the first time through my first podcast, I bet they're gonna feel very confused and stuff. So I don't want to be like, oh yeah, remember when I said this, just because I do understand that not everybody or people have watched or have been watching my videos in the past. So yeah, I have a lot of stuff that I want to show you. There's a lot of things that I have shown in my past videos. I don't have them with me anymore, or I just have it, I am using it in some other way, so it's in the back, and I wasn't gonna brought everything in here because I already brought majority of like 80 to 90% of all this stuff. I just couldn't bring everything to the front because it was gonna be like a whole mess and a long video. So I'm gonna try to make this not very long, but it's not gonna be short, that's for sure, but it's not gonna be, hopefully not long, and I don't have to do a lot of editing, or hopefully no editing at all. So I have this cardigan that I started, and it's a mix of a bunch of yarn that I had wandering around, and I just wanted to get rid of the yarn, but I didn't know what to do, so I did this cardigan, which it really doesn't look bad. I actually had this on before I started the video, and then I switched to this one because I felt like this is more comfortable, because it's I think it's kind of like half acrylic and half cotton yarn, so it is pretty comfortable in the summer. So this one is all of it is acrylic, and if I do have one that is, nope, I do not. All of it is acrylic. All this yarn is acrylic. I made a little mistake, and is that I made the neck area, look how big this is, like it's so big in the back that I can't really close the front, just stays like here. I can never bring it to here and stay here comfortably. So I think that I am leaving this project to the side right now because I don't know what to do right now, although I came up with an idea that maybe it could work. So I thought about just making a bunch of rows here in the front, of like on the edges, and kind of like make a thick, it's gonna look like a very thick border, but I kind of felt like I want to do that, but I don't want to work with that right now. I may even leave it in my stash for a long time because it's not something that I'm interested in continuing anytime soon. But yeah, I use a lot of yarn that I had for years now. Most of this yarn I bought it like 2 years ago. I was into crochet and all that, but I wasn't really too much into crochet like I've been this year. This year I stopped journaling a lot, which I am a big journaler. I love to journal. I have a big collection of stationery, a big collection of fountain pens and inks. I used to get sent inks by a company that I would do like videos for them and post them on online and stuff like that. So I used to have a lot of stationery wandering around, but I decided to leave the stationery world behind for now, just because I felt that I was spending a lot of money, and I felt that everybody was going through this like world like very fast. Like they were going through everything so quickly. Every week there was a new color, a new fountain pen, and I wanted to catch up, and I was spending a lot of money. And I also had friends so that like stationery, so they would send me messages, and they were talking about the new things and all the new stuff that are coming up. And we were like, oh yeah, we should buy it, we're gonna buy this, no, I now want to buy all of the color. And you know what I mean, like you get so obsessed with it, and then you start to spend a lot of money on it to a point that you will have debts for the stuff that you're spending money on. So I went through like a really hard moment to decide to let go of the stationery world. And it's really sad because I've been journaling for years now. Oh my god, so many years. And I had a channel, and it was just for stationery and a little bit of a vlog here and there of my life, but a lot of it was just stationery and creating things. And I felt that I needed to catch up all the time, and I needed to bring up new content every day, because just because I do a journaling page today doesn't mean I may need to do more the next day. And I felt that I needed to be super artistic and find new ways and new designs. I don't know how to explain it, but I found myself needing to find how to journal, more things to journal, or find new things that I can integrate in my journal. And so just seems like it was a lot. And then on top of that, my hands were hurting a lot. I have severe carpal tunnel syndrome, and my hands hurt so much when I hold a pen, because I will hold it really tight. And I have tried to relax my hand and stuff, but that really didn't last that long. So I made the switch from journaling to crochet. Don't get me wrong, yes, I do have severe carpal tunnel syndrome, so yes, both of my hands hurt so much, and they're both a pain in the tush, but they are definitely a lot better. Crocheting is less stressful than journaling. And when my hands start to hurt, I can always put my project to the side, continue doing something, go to my phone, watch something on Netflix. I can even cook while I'm also crocheting as well, which here living in the van is not something that I can do as often, because if I wanted to journal or use all my stationery stuff, I needed the whole table. And if I needed to cook, I needed to put all my stationery away so that I can cook. So I really couldn't continue journaling even while I was cooking, and I have to actually clean everything, and then when I was done, put everything back again to the table, though that means like taking everything that I put away. So I was doing a lot of work. And with crochet, I just have a little bag, and I put all my project in that bag with my crochet hook and my yarn, and it's tucked away for now. And it feels so much easier to do crochet than to journal. So oh, and I also felt that I didn't have to rush so much to finish my project, because crochet project normally, or knit project as well, they normally take a little bit of time. They don't take one day. A lot of the time, depending on the project, can take a week or a couple days or even a month. It just like depends on what you're doing. And I felt good about that. I felt like, okay, I don't have to rush to do this project in like a day or two or in a week, that I could take my time, and still the process was gonna be a good thing to watch. And it's something that I enjoy a lot. I like the process of crocheting and how it end up looking and where we finishing at the end. So I really do like crochet a lot. So yeah, I have been crocheting for since December, non-stop. And I picked up a lot of the yarn that I have wandering around that I have no reason for it, because a lot of this yarn I literally bought it because they were like pretty, or I thought I could do something with them, and I never did anything. And I never had like projects in mind, like yes, I want to make a top, I want to make this. I was like a complete beginner where I didn't know how to make a beanie either. I was like making headbands, like very simple headbands. I was trying to make scarf, and very thin scarf, and a lot of blankets, square or rectangle blankets, because they were easy, and all I could use is one stitch same stitch all the way and finish it, and that'll be done. And I really didn't experiment with like other stitches or other type of crochet items. It was always the same thing. But this year I have already made about 3 tops already, and I have made a big cardigan, which I don't have it right here. And then I made this cardigan, and I made my own beanie, which this one is actually mine. I made 3 beanies for my boyfriend already using the knit machine. And I put this away really quickly. Yeah, and then I made this other 2 beanies, which I'm gonna give to my family. Whoever wants it, they can keep it. I made my mom a top as well, which is something like, I'll give you an example because I do have one completed for my niece, which I don't think I'm gonna give her this. But yeah, I made a top just like this. Stretch it out a little bit because it's kind of so yeah, I made a top just like this, but for my mom, and just obviously a little bit bigger. And she said that the width of it was okay, but she wanted a little bit longer. She felt like she needed to be a little longer. I felt that it needed to be also a little bit more wider for her, because the stitches were kind of like stretching a little bit too much, and I really don't like that. But she said it was fine. She was wearing it underneath a bra, like she only had a bra underneath, and I was like, she should wear like a top or something underneath it, you know. But hey, I don't tell her how to wear it. I honestly send this so that she can like use it for underneath her bathing suits, or when she's just getting out of the, you know, pool or the beach or whatever, and she wants to put this back on, she can, because it's like cotton. It's not acrylic, it's a cotton yarn that I'm using, which is the same yarn that I am currently using right now, and the same color too, which I'm going to show you that project later on. But this is a top I made for my niece, which I'm kind of debating if I want to bring it with me or not, because I don't know. I'm debating, but I may take it with me, so just to see what her height and all that stuff. But I made her that little shirt, and then I made my dad a beanie as well, which I sent it to him. And I think it was a different color, I think. Yeah, I think so. It was a different color. So this one I made a mistake, because one of the stitches dropped in the knitting machine, and I thought I got it and I didn't. So I saw the stitch here, and what I did, I just passed a yarn through it, and I grabbed it, and I just did a whole a knot in here, and you can barely tell that I dropped it unless you're like looking for it. And I think it's this one, but I don't know. So yes, you can't barely tell unless you're like really looking for it. But when you wear on this side, you can't see anything wrong with it. So there are some parts that I feel like the stitching is, here, I don't understand. If somebody have a knit machine, let me know. But I don't understand why these are wider, like bigger, and then the rest of it is like smaller. I don't know why it did that, or like maybe was it the tension? Wasn't my tension not too strong, and that's why it did that? I don't know. But it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with it. So yeah, I will be giving this one to my brother, who he does like a lot of truck driving, and so this will help him to use it even in the summer time, so that he doesn't have to take it off or feel really hot in it. And he can use it in the winter as well if he want to. I sent one to my dad. He works a lot in the yard, so he's always helping my brother do yards to because my brother has a company where he do lawn mowing on other people's houses, and my dad helps him a lot. So I sent one to my dad because it has a long hair. My dad has longer hair than I do, and very, very thick hair, super thick hair. So yeah, he has like around almost the same hair amount that, or similar to the hair that my niece have, and my niece has a lot of hair and very long too. So it's just funny. This one is acrylic and is a weight 2 yarn, I think. So this one, I guess whoever wants it, I'm just taking things with me to Florida on my trip, and I will be like, hey, I have this hat, I don't know who wants it, maybe I can give it to my nephew. Ooh, I noticed now there's a stitch strap in here. I just noticed this right now. Yeah, and I already like closed this too, you know. So what I did last time, I just grab a yarn and I pull it through here, and then I pulled this up here and I left it like that. Okay, well, I'm hoping that this doesn't keep dropping stitches, and then I will fix this later. Yeah, definitely not. I don't really like the knit machine, and if I had a proper home where I had like my own kind of like room studio where I can do my knit projects and have like an area to put the knit machine, and it would have been a lot comfortable, I think it would have been different and I wouldn't had so much problem. But here in the van, I don't have space. I can't even put the little legs on the bottom of the knit machine because I can't really have it anywhere, and if I put those legs on, I have to remove the screw back out again, because after I'm done with the knit machine, I just put it back in her own box. So for me, there's no reason for me to add those little legs, because I'm just gonna put it back in the box. I don't have it wandering around, and it just seems like a lot of like a big item to have in the van right now. So I'm just gonna return it in another future. I hope I have a bigger home or something that I can feel more comfortable in, and maybe I will be ready enough to buy one again and maybe keep it and learn how to do other stuff. But before I finish with the knit machine stuff, I wanted to show you something else I did with the knit machine, which I don't know what I'm doing with. So I just try to make like a scarf, but it really is not a scarf because I don't know how to explain it. It's not long enough. That's one thing. It's just not long enough. I haven't really finished the part to make it a scarf, like, you know, stitch both sides of this together back and forward, but I haven't done that in any of this two sides. I just left it like this and put it to the side because I didn't know what to do. I was just trying to use all my white yarn that I had. I got this acrylic yarn, which is the same yarn that I used for the borders of that cardigan that I was talking about earlier. It's the same yarn. I think it's Mainstain from Walmart. They have a acrylic yarn, and so this is the yarn that I was using. So I made a very, very long quote-unquote scarf. So yeah, so it's very short and stuff, but I think like if you're wearing it on like a jacket on top and you're just trying to cover yourself because it's really hot, I mean really cold, I think this will warm you up really good, because this yarn is very warm. And even if you want to do this, like put it over here on your face, I think this would be really cool. Like if you were walking in the snow and it was really cold and or very snowy, then this would be really good for that. So it also looks like a towel in my neck right now. Like looks like a towel. But I don't really know what to do with this, to be honest. I thought this was gonna be a lot longer. What I can do, now that I think about it, what I can do is I can use my steamer and try to relax more the the yarn, and maybe we'll get a little longer, that it will be more manageable for me. But right now I just have this put away. I thought this was really nice. It looks really cute. There's a lot of places here and there where the stitches are not pretty. Where's the other one? A lot of places in this, you like that one. So yeah, not the best, but since I already finished it, I was like, I wasn't gonna put this away or like undo the work. So right now I just have it to the side and see what I end up doing in the future. And here's actually the this is what I made for my mom, but this is actually for my sister-in-law, and I haven't really finished this, and I'm not really sure if I want to, because after making my mom top, I felt that I need a lot of measurements and how to make it, and I just didn't want to make something that it was going to be too tight for her, too long, or even too big on her. So I wasn't really sure, so I decided not to make hers, and that's why I have this one that is incomplete right now, which I'm probably just gonna frog soon, because I felt that I may have not her measurements well, and I want to see them all to get my measurements in my notebook, so that I can know their proper size, and I can make something that they can actually wear, not something that they're gonna feel bad and they will wear it even if it doesn't fit them, you know what I mean? Okay guys, sorry, I'm having problems. The camera seems to be getting hot, and it just fall off when I moved, so sorry about that. Let me move it to the side. So I have a lot of yarn right now that from projects that I'm currently either doing or I'm about to do soon. So I'm gonna start with this pile of yarn here. So this is a bunch of yarn that I got from Hobbii, and I bought like 10 of them, or 9, let me see, 9, I bought 9. So I bought 9 of this yarn, and it's supposed to be twisted. It's actually very nice yarn, very pretty. It is twisted. It's just your regular black yarn, and this is 55% cotton and 45% acrylic, and as you can see, it's twisted, and these are the measurements and like what size of needles and crochet hooks you should use. So definitely weight, I don't want to say too weight yarn, so yes, but you will either use a 3.5 or a 4mm crochet hook on this one, and it has 437 yards in each little ball of yarn, so, or each little cake. So I bought 9 because I want to make a cardigan, and I want to make one of the kind of like the cardigan that I made, but I want it to be like either half double crochet or some other type of stitch that cannot have the height of like in between a half double crochet and a double crochet, but in a cleaner, more prettier way. I kind of thought about doing half double crochet and then doing each stitch in the front, so I thought about just doing a half double crochet and going with instead of like doing a half double crochet in just a regular stitch, I'm just gonna go through the front loop and not the back loop in each row, and it makes like a really nice look. So I was thinking about making something like that, but I'm not sure what I want to do. But I bought 9 of this to make a cardigan, and I really like the half and half, or 55 to 45% of like cotton and acrylic, because then I can wear it in the summer and I can also wear it in the winter, and it won't be as hot, but it also won't be as I was gonna say cold, but it's never gonna be cold. So I guess like I will be able to wear it in the winter if I wanted to, or maybe put it on top of other clothing, kind of like there's a word for it, but I can't really seem to remember the word for it right now. But I think this is gonna look good. I just have a lot of work that I want to finish right now for my trip, that I am not really paying attention to all this stuff right now. Now here I have a bunch of yarn from Hobbii as well, because I got all this yarn from Hobbii at the same time, but I have it separate because I'm doing things separately, like things for all this stuff. I don't know how to explain it, but whatever. I have this yarn that is really, really pretty. They are cotton keen. They are 100% cotton. And look at this yarn. Look at this ombre. Looks so good. And you use... oh, sorry. I believe you use 3.5 to 4mm crochet hook, which, by the way, I forgot to say, but this yarn and the black yarn are basically the same yarn that I'm using right here. This yarn is from another brand that I bought through Hobby Lobby, which they do not have it anymore. This yarn that I bought was the most expensive yarn that I've ever bought. Very comfortable. It was like $9, and you get about 1,000 and something yards. I want to say it's kind of like similar to this one, but I think you get more. And it was only $9. This yarn on Hobbii, they cost around $12 to $23, and $12 is like when they have a sale. And sometimes, which I believe that's how I bought this one, they were like $10 maybe. So that's how I bought a couple of the yarns like this on Hobbii, which I'm going to show you more about it right now. But yeah, they're very expensive if you buy it through Hobbii, and I really, really like this yarn. And this one is half and half. It was like the same as the other one, like 55% cotton and 45% acrylic, kind of like that. But this one is all cotton though. So I am thinking about making one of those vests that they do right here, like a vest, but it's gonna be very long. It's gonna go all the way down so that I can wear it on top of dresses like the one that I'm wearing right now. So I bought two so that both of them can have the same color in the back and the front. So one of them is for the back and one of them is for the front. Whatever yarn I have leftovers, I will either do something like a headband or something similar that I can add to my clothing style, or make a beanie, or make some earrings, or make a necklace with this. Definitely something that I'm thinking about. The yarn won't go to waste, but I did buy two so that both of them can match back and front. And then this is the last yarn that I bought, or the other yarn that I bought. Not the last, but only the other yarn that I bought. This one is also half and half. This one is the Honolulu, and it's 52% cotton, and then 48% acrylic. And so this color is called Prism, I think it is, but I could be wrong. I don't remember. It's color number 6. So yeah, this one's really, really pretty. With this one, I want to do this top, but with this color combo. So it's gonna be a really nice ombre of different colors. So I can't wait to see how this is gonna look. I don't know if I said with the other one, but this one over here has 874 yards, and this one I think it has the same 874 yards. So they both have the same amount of yards, and they are the same amount of weight, which you use a 3.5 to a 4mm crochet hook, or a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter needle, so knitting needle. So yeah, but definitely a really nice color combination. I really like it. I can't wait to see what the top is gonna look. I wanted to do this top for my trip as well, but I have a lot of things that I'm doing for my trip, and I always keep forgetting that I have severe carpal tunnel syndrome and I can't really knit as quick as other people, and I have to take longer breaks, and things will take me a lot longer than how they supposed to. So I always there's a word for it, but any other words that I'm trying to remember, I cannot remember the word, but I always think that I can finish a top or something in a week, and I used to be able to do that in the beginning, but now, because like winter is over, now it's very hot, my hands, they get really warm, and in the winter, because it was so cold, the cold and the warm was helping, you know, the cold air was helping my hands so that they wouldn't get too warm, so it would keep my hands in a very good temperature when I was crocheting. But now that it's very hot in the summer, when my hands get hot with the hot weather, my hands get a lot more hotter, and so it hurts a lot more, and so I have to like rest a lot more. I feel like when it was winter, I didn't have that much problem, so that's why I thought that is the weather that is changing how much I can crochet back then when I started, and crochet right now today with how hot it is, and you know how the weather has changed during the months. I also have a lot of yarn here that I am trying to get rid of. I wanted to use this yarn to make beanies. A lot of these yarns are very short, like for example this one, not a lot of yarn to make beanies. This one is acrylic, I mean it's all cotton. I think I wanted to do something else with this. This one, I don't know what I want to do with that. This one right here, I said I wanted to make like a top kind of like this one to wear. I think I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna leave this to the side and maybe do this for like when I come back from my trip, almost like in August or September. We'll see. I want to start using it now because I want to make this top, but I will wait, I think. And this one is from Premier. It is an anti-peeling DK color batik yarn. It's a 3 lightweight, and you use a 4mm crochet hook, and it has 383 yarn. So this is the yarn. So it's actually really pretty. I like this yellow color. So I have a bunch of yarn. I even have a work in progress that I haven't finished yet, which is my scarf, but I am not in a hurry to finish my scarf because I want to use this mostly in the winter season, so that's why I'm like slowly getting there. But it is a project that I am, oops, no, yarn falling over, oh no. This is the yarn, the project that I'm probably gonna take with me when I go to my trip to Florida, so that I can have like a little side project. Oh god, I don't know if that was bad or not, but sorry, I have like a mess, and when I see a mess I try to like, no Karen, do it later, and then I'm just like, no Karen, do it now. But no, this is a project that I'm working on with the scarf, and I kind of try to color match them so that when I start a new yarn, it will match with the yarn that I had before. And I already got all the yarn together in a ball, so I'm just gonna keep crocheting and get there. And then this yarn, which I didn't add it to here, I have this extra yarn too, so this will be the last color that I will add in here. And then I'm gonna go online to where I bought this, which was on Etsy, and get more yarn, because I believe this won't be enough to make my 80 inches long scarf that I want to make. It won't be enough. So yeah, by the way, this is sock yarn. I got it about maybe 2 years ago, and it was like an Etsy advent calendar. So yeah, but I have a lot of yarn in here that I'm still trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with them. So right now I just leave them to the side. To be honest, the way I'm going with this video, I think we're almost finishing with all the stuff that I want to show you guys. I have a lot of bags, but as you can see, I reuse them, so I don't really use new bags all the time. These bags, they are used into the last moment, until they cannot hold any yarn possible in any way. Like if it's ripped here on the side, I just tilt it and I do this because I don't want to throw away bags just because I don't feel comfortable doing that. Okay, so this is my second to last project that I'm going to show you, and this is a top that I started and I wish I could finish this project before I leave for my trip to Florida, but oh my god, please tell me that this is not what I think it is. Please. Okay, good. Okay, good. I thought my yarn broke, and oh my god, it is getting undone though. My project is frogging. Oh no, but it's okay. It's okay. I'm okay. Yeah, so this is the next project I started. It's supposed to be the same top, but a lot wider, where I can feel more comfortable. And I kind of measured the boost area. Last time I did my waist, and that's where I did it wrong. This time I did my boost, and I hope that it will be enough. So I am using this yarn from, again, Hobbii. I bought this yarn, kind of like reminds me of Demon Slayer. It's an anime, so it reminds me of Demon Slayer. And so when I got it, I was really happy. The name of this is actually Berlin in their website, but for me, it reminds me of Demon Slayer. Okay, so as you can see, I haven't really done as much, so I have kind of like halfway to go to do the front panel, and then I will be starting doing the back panel. If I can manage to finish this before I go, that'll be great, but I'm not gonna push on me to do this job, because the more I feel like obligated to do something, the less I want to do it. But it is a project that I'm doing right now, and I really like this top. I will put it in the screen, or like, if not in the screen, I will put it in my description where I got it. It was from a YouTuber, and I found her blog, and so I follow along with her video and the pattern that she had in her website. And I've been liking it so much because it's very easy, and I feel like anybody can make it. And to be honest, it's nothing out of this world. It's just two patterns. There's just two panels, the same size, nothing different, the same size, two panels. And then this area right here in the front, in the first panel, you would just do the rows for the shoulder. So if you're gonna do 5 rows, then you're gonna do 5 rows over here, and then you cut your yarn, and then you start your 5 rows over here. Obviously, try to make sure that you have your neck area center, and that you have the same amount of shoulder rows on this side as well on this side, so they're both matching. Not one of them's gonna be like this, you know what I mean? So yeah. And then the second panel, all you're gonna do, you just finish the second panel all the way to how long you want it, and then connect this part with the back of the the top of the second panel, and then this side to the back of the top of the second panel, and that's it. I'm sorry if the words I'm confusing it, is because I am trying to find the words, and I keep just like, oh yeah, this top, second top, last first panel, top of the first panel, top of the second panel. You see what I'm saying? Like, just like that. So please don't get confused by how I'm saying it, but I will definitely, well, that's saying like, please don't be mad for running over you. That's saying like, of course I'm gonna be mad. So I mean, like, I will leave down below links so you guys can go and check it out, but it's not something new. I think this is something that's been around for a couple of years now, so yeah. But after I'm done with this, I think I will be done with summer stuff, although there is probably like a top or something that I want to make with cotton yarn, but I'm not sure. I don't know if I said this, but this is the Sultan yarn, cotton keen Sultan yarn, and this is all cotton yarn, not half and half of acrylic and cotton. Is all cotton yarn. So I was really afraid to use cotton yarn because I used cotton yarn for the first time to make a top. It was my second top that I made, and it shed so much, so I wasn't really sure if I wanted to buy any of cotton yarn because I don't want them shedding all over like my dress. Because if I'm taking this off, I don't want to have all that yarn here, the fiber, so I will feel really bad and I won't want to take it off. And I also don't like when it sticks to my underarm too, which is just very uncomfortable, and just I don't like it. It's sticky in the summer, not really good. So I think that I'm going to try this yarn after I'm done and see what I think about it, like how I feel with if I put it on top of something and if it sheds a lot. But it's definitely a very good yarn. So far, at first I really didn't like it because it felt really like hard on my hands, but now that I'm like creating the top and it's coming up together very nicely, when you touch it, it just doesn't feel as harsh. So I guess that would go with, you know, with time, like how many times you wear it and stuff like that, or I feel like if you wash it, it will feel more softer, but I don't want to be too soft that the fiber is gonna show. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. Now this is the end of the projects that I'm working right now. So did I put in some? Yeah, I did. I think, yeah, I did. Okay, cool. So this is the top that I'm creating, and I have seen this top before, but they always have like very, like the one that I show you for my niece, they're very thin straps. I don't like that, so I made this to be 3 stitches all around into a certain, you know, until like I felt that that was enough. And I wanted this cut to be a little bit higher than lower, just because I don't want my chest showing, and I have a lot of bosom, and sometimes if I'm not wearing a bra or something, I don't like how it looks. So I want this to be up here, so if I don't want to wear a bra, I don't have to, and I won't feel uncomfortable. So this is how it's going. Oh, hi. This is so far how it's looking. I have to redo this job again. I think I would have been almost done by now if I didn't have to frag this project, but I don't know, it just, I'm getting there, guys. I'm getting there. So I already finished the first panel, which is like the front, or whichever, the back, whichever this is gonna end up with, and it didn't have enough yarn to finish this one. But what I'm going to do is, I have some extra yarn left, or not extra yarn, I have a whole new ball of yarn, so I'm gonna use this to do some borders on the bottom of this, you know, over here. And then I'm also going to do a very nice, hopefully, border here and on this side, and both panels are gonna have it. I was thinking about making borders right on here too, but I am not 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure about that, so I may not do that. So I'm just not sure, but I may not do it. So I do want to do the borders for the bottom of this, and borders over here in the neck back area for the top. and I'm using this one, which is the lavender color. I had one extra yarn. Like I said, I wasn't gonna continue my sister-in-law top, although I do have more yarn of this one just because I only did one panel. So with the yarn that I have left over right now, I can definitely finish the second panel because I'm just doing double crochet with that project. But I don't think I'm gonna need more than one of this for this project. So yeah, so I'm using the cotton sprout by Premier Yarn, and this is worsted, sorry. And it's 100% cotton, 180 yarn, sorry. And then you use a 5mm crochet hook with this one, or 5mm knitting needles with this. So yeah, you can use the same amount, the same size. So I'm using this for borders, and I think that's gonna look good, kind of like make a really nice contrast with that. I also, really quickly, before I show you the second panel that I'm currently doing right now, I wanted to show you this. I like borders. I like playing around with things. I like to create stuff and see where it goes. And I bought a bunch of yarn from Premier Yarn a month ago or 2 months ago, and I bought a bunch of like tiny little balls for me to I bought a bunch of those like small yarn balls that this one is like half acrylic and half cotton, and I bought it so that I can make amigurumi. I don't know how you say that. I actually tried, and just before anybody be like, oh, but you should try, I did. Here, let me show you. It's like kind of dirty because my boyfriend is just like, he cares. He just like very oblivious sometimes about things. I don't mean like he cares about my stuff. I mean like in general, like even it could be his stuff or his shirt, his switch, or whatever it is. He's like, leave something on the side. He doesn't really like think about it. I'm like, oh, should I put it here? Like, no, I don't put it here. No, not here. No, not there. He's like, oh yeah, put it right there. And that's it. Like, you know what I mean? I overthink everything, while he doesn't really overthink a lot of stuff, you know, depending. Very rarely, it's just depending what it is. I overthink everything. But I made this little fishy. Look at the fishy I made. Sorry if it's dirty, okay, like I said. But I made this little fishy for my boyfriend, and I was just trying to make a little fishy. So this is the yarn I use, and I use my own extra yarn that I have to stuff it. So I use leftover yarn that I had in green to stuff the little fishy guy. So yeah, it's not that pretty, but hey, for being my first ever like plushy look like thingy, I think it's pretty cute, don't you think? So yeah, I didn't put the eyes, but I did had the little fin thingies. So yeah, so that's the same yarn that I use for this. So I was just trying to play around with like stitches and see what I can create, and I really like how this came out, and I like for the neck area how this came out. And I would definitely, not gonna lie, will wear this as a necklace with other pieces because this looks really good. I don't even remember how what did I started doing this? Is this half double crochet? And then what I started doing is like skip one and 3 double crochet in one, skip one, 3 double crochet in one, and it came out looking like this. It kind of came out curvy, as you can see. I can't really stretch it, so it comes like that, and I kind of like it, not gonna lie. So came out looking really pretty. So I have this kind of like a sample for me, and I put it to the side. I really like how this came out, and I like this color too. So yeah, I'm planning to doing a different type of border here, but I do like the skip one and 3 double crochet, chain one, skip one, 3 double crochet, you know, or whatever it is. Skip one, chain one, 3 double crochet, skip one, chain one, 3 double crochet, you know. So I think I'm gonna do that for this bottom part, but I am not sure, so I can't tell you. I may want to do 3 double crochet, and then instead of skipping one, I'm going to do slip stitch into that one, and then on the next one I'm going to do 3 double crochet, slip stitch into the next one, and then 3. I think I'm going to do that to make it more like this. So I don't know, but we're gonna play around with yarn when I'm done. So I'm actually really excited to go into the border area because that's where I'm gonna have the most fun. I really like borders. I like to, you know, I feel like the project doesn't feel finished until you do something like that. So on this one, I want it to be like a summer top, which I call it the June top. This is what we call it. This is what I call it, the June top. So it's gonna be just like a really nice top to, you know, hang around in it, but also very nice borders. So it won't be that top that you can only wear at home. It could be that top that you can kind of match it with a pant, like a legging, or short pants, or match it with jeans, and maybe put a very nice lightweight cardigan or something like lightweight, like the material is not super thick, that you can put on like a shawl or something like that. That'll definitely look really good. So yes, I'm just like so excited about it. And so this is the other panel that I'm actually currently working on. I haven't finished this, and so I am actually in the row 5 if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, row 5 for this one. And this is the color that I did my mom's top in, and I just had a bunch of other, well, not a bunch, but I had quite a bit of yarn left over from this one. So I'm hoping it will be enough to finish the top. So I'm praying to God that it will be. And I also have some yarn, like some blue yarn like this one around as well. So for some reason, if I do need more yarn, I do have some left over as well. So I'm not really that worried about it, to be honest, but definitely, hopefully I don't have to use the other yarn, because one thing I don't like sometimes to do is kind of like get 2 yarns together, because I'm always like, I don't like adding yarn to my project sometimes, because I don't like how it looks, like, or how much you gotta do just so that you will hide that you added another yarn. I don't know, but either way, this is where I am right now with the second panel. I'm hoping to finish this one soon. And look how cute, I added like a bunch of like heart, what's it called, heart thingies, heart markers. Yeah, so I bought this from Hobbii. They had it for like $1 and something, but you can buy it, I think, cheaper through Temu, and Temu has a lot of them, and they also have different colors as well, like mix match of other colors. So I thought that was really cool, but mine, I bought it through Hobbii. So yes, so yeah guys, this is basically it. Let me put this away, get everything organized, because my boyfriend will be here soon. So if I finish the video, I don't want to have a lot of things to move. Okay guys, so basically that's it. I really do hope this video you enjoyed it. I know I went really like straightforward. I don't know if I didn't talk too much about everything, but honestly, for being my first podcast, I felt that I needed to show you guys the project that I'm currently working, or projects that I worked, or the ideas that I want to do. So when I talk about them in the future, or give you guys update, or make a podcast where basically I'm talking majority of it, I want people to kind of like already know what I talked about in my first podcast, so that they can know what I'm talking about in the next one, or 2 or 300 a podcast from now. Well, I hope so. If it's like that, probably gotta update either way. But you know what I mean. I wanted to put all this in one so that I can talk about it and show you. But I'm actually really excited about the June top. One thing I really I'm enjoying a lot is this top right now. I wanted to finish the other one, the one that I was saying that I like the color. Kind of reminds me of Demon Slayer, an anime that my boyfriend got me into a year or two ago. So I'm actually really excited to also finish that top, but it's not something that I need to do right now, just because my priority right now is the June top, because it's the most that has like things that I want to do. Like I want to do borders on the bottom, I want to do the border like edges or stuff like that, borders here on the collar area as well. And it seems like a little bit more difficult, so I wanted to finish that one first. And then if I'm almost close to finishing the other top, by the time I get closer to my trip, I can always bring it with me and finish it while I'm there. So that's another option. But I can't wait to finish my June top. I think I have an idea of how I think it's gonna look, but I don't want to get myself too much into my head, because sometimes projects end up looking different than what you wanted it to be or what you thought it would be. So, you know, so it's just good to have that in your mind, that this is a project, this is something you're hand making, and not everything's gonna come out as you think all the time, or it's gonna be a little bit more work than you think. So all of this I'm taking out of my mind and writing them down. Actually, I wanted to show you that really quickly, because this, even so I'm not journaling as much, I'm still using my journaling items. And on this one, I like to weekly update my stuff whenever if I need to update. And so I put in here, like for example, summer top June, right here. I don't know if you can see that, but let me get it closer. So I was just writing like how many rows I started with. So I started with doing 9 of one style, and then I did 5 of the other style, so 5 rows of doing that, and then 11 rows of doing this. And then instead of doing 9, I did actually 10, so it's 10 rows of doing that. And then I think everything else was straightforward. But I think I changed a couple stuff, I don't know. And I have here a washi tape and pan, like one of my fountain pens. This is a combo combination that I did. This is a Coweco fountain pen. It's a combination of a fountain pen, a limited edition from Gallon Leather, and this one is from a Coweco collection. So yeah, and then I got a pencil and an eraser. So I have that. I always try to carry something like that with me because it's handy, and this was the tools that I would bring with me when I was also watercoloring too. I said the fountain pen, that would change here and there. But yeah, this is my little notebook, which I'm also going to bring this with me, so I can kind of journal in here while I'm in my trip to Florida, and also get all my family measurements in here. So yeah, this is another thing I do have and carry and use all the time whenever I need to make some notes. I don't like to use my phone that often, just because it's easier to have this, because this is with all my projects and stuff, so I can just take this out and look into it than having to find my phone if it's not next to me. So yeah guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I appreciate you guys being here. Sorry if there was noise in the background a lot, or if I talked too fast, or if I didn't talk enough about it. But any of that you guys want me to talk more about, or just show you more about, or do something about it, just comment down below, and believe me, I will have a list of all the stuff so that I can know what to add in my next video, or what video I should make next, so that I can give you responses to anything that you want. But yeah, thank you so much for watching guys. I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys, God bless you. Bye bye.